Mabrika, welcome to this new episode of Let's Talk Taíno. I'm your host Priscilla Colon, co-founder and creative here at Casarito, where our mission is to promote the Taíno language and culture. So today I'm going to be teaching you a little bit about teaching and learning methodologies, things that we apply in my professions to make it easier to learn a new language. We're also going to be learning new weather terms and then doing a fun exercise to talk about the weather. So a long time ago, when I was straight out of college, I actually taught middle school Spanish to 6th, 7th, and 8th graders. So some of the methodologies that we used to use back then have changed and we've gotten better at teaching. Nowadays, we understand that doing the flipped classroom model is actually better. So what do I mean by flipped classroom? It means that you study the vocabulary first at home, so you get to do all the practicing, all the learning at home, and then when you come into class, you are ready for conversation because you learned everything beforehand. This is a method that I would highly recommend if you're doing your own Taíno study groups. Ask your group members to practice vocabulary, some sentences on their own, so then when you come to the group, you don't have to sit there repeating the words over and over again. You can start in conversation right away. We'll do a little mini flipped classroom. That is, I'm going to present the vocabulary first, and then we're going to talk about certain weather scenes that we see using that vocabulary that we've learned. So we're going to first take a look at some good weather vocabulary. You'll notice as we go through the list, this isn't just a list of words. We're going to be using the chunking and building up method so that you can start speaking right away. So let's get started. Ida, how. Acalia, weather. Ida Acalia Socaí, how is the weather today? Yaracá, there is or there are. Taí Acalia, good weather. Güey, sun. Ayula, heat. So imagine you wake up one morning, you check the weather app on your phone, and you see something that looks like this. So, how would you answer the question, Ida Acalia Socaí, how is the weather today? So let's use the good weather vocabulary we just learned to describe the weather today. Yaracá güey, there is sun, it's sunny. Yaracá taí acalia, there is good weather. Yaracá ayula, there is heat, it's hot. See how cool that was? And you can come up with your own sentences using a different combination of words. Now, let's take a look at some, quote, bad weather vocabulary. Today, sky. Siruma, cloud. Chock Tai, windy. Para, rain. Chock Tai para, storm. Notice that storm just has two different words, Chock Tai and para, which is windy and rain. Aya, lightning. So imagine that your weather app shows you something like this. How would you answer the question, Ida Acalia Socaí, how is the weather today? Yaracá today heitiyu, there is a gray sky. Yaracá siruma nagu, there are clouds. Yaracá acalia chock Tai, there is windy weather. You can also say, Yaracá para, there is rain, it's rainy. Yaracá chock Tai para, there is a storm, it's stormy. Yaracá aya, there is lightning. I'm sure you can come up with a million other things to say, but those are just some examples that you can use. Now we're going to go over a couple of new severe weather vocabulary. Huracán, hurricane. Vaguada, heavy rains. Ayulabo, drought. Now let's take a look at the picture to answer the question, Ida akalia sokai, how is the weather today? Imagine it's the hurricane season in Boriken, for example. Yaraka huracan, there is a hurricane. Yaraka baguada, there are heavy rains. But what if the opposite is true and you haven't had a lot of rain? Let's describe this weather pattern. Mat yaraka para, there isn't rain. Yaraka ayulabo, there is a drought. Wasn't that a fun and easy way to learn the weather vocabulary words? So you can use the flipped classroom approach if you're working in a Taíno study group. Work with the vocabulary beforehand so that when you're ready to come to class, you can be more conversant with your fellow group members. If you're not in a study group, no problem. Write down in the comments what the weather is like in your neck of the woods today, and I will answer back at you. Another way to practice your Taíno, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. Tell us what the weather is like in your area today, and I'll tweet back at you. So it's a wonderful way to connect with other people who are studying Taíno just like you. I have a couple of other notes I don't want to forget to mention today. I will be doing a lot of more community building activities, so if you haven't subscribed to this channel, please do so and activate your notifications because some notes are only going to go to the community members. So just to let you know that we have a lot of stuff in the works. As always, I look forward to hearing your topic ideas, so please write them in the comments below. I will try to make videos for everything that comes my way. Thank you again for joining me today. I know that together we can bring back Taíno. In the meantime, Tai Karaya Guaitiao Nago.